everyone, this is tutorial number 3 for the Bits and Bobs blanket, and I'm going to show you how you weave in your ends. Now I do tend to do this as I go along, so I will work past the point of a join and then I'll go back and weave in that end. It really doesn't take a long time and it's not as fiddly as weaving in ends on a normal project, but it, nevertheless I still do it as I go along. So you will have two ends like this with one yarn tied to the other. So the first thing we need to do is just undo that knot. All you need to do is pop your needle in there and just pull, and it will undo the knot. There we go. And now we've got our two ends loose. So now we're actually going to tie these two ends together. I know it seems we're undoing one knot to do another, but it's a different kind of knot. We're knotting these two ends together. Don't worry that we're knotting, because that knot, as you can see, don't pull it overly tight, just so that it's in the fabric. It pops inside and just disappears inside the fabric, and it just gives you an extra bit of security, I find. So now we just take one end and thread it on your sewing needle, and we're going to weave. It doesn't really matter. I try and stick to the colour of the yarn that has this colour in, if you know what I mean. I will weave into that part, and the section that has this colour yarn in, I will weave into that section. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and out of your V-stitches. So with this end of yarn here, what we're going to do is we're going to go underneath that V-stitch and then underneath the sort of one leg of the, it's not a purl bump, but one leg of the stitch that's in there. It goes in at kind of an angle, and just pull that, and then the same thing underneath the V-stitch and underneath the two legs on the other side of the V-stitch. Same thing underneath the V-stitch, underneath those two legs, and I just do that for maybe about 6 stitches. Don't pull it too tight, you just want it to be a nice tension behind that V-stitch. There we go. And then just trim that end really close to the work, and the end just pops inside. Same thing with this one. And I'm doing this at a sort of slow pace, but normally it probably takes me a minute to sew in two ends, which I don't think is a bother at all. So same thing for this one, except I'm going to go down my work with this one. So I find it easier actually if I turn it upside down when I'm working the other one. So again, through the V-stitch and under those two legs, and then V-stitch again under the two legs. Same thing. So it's exactly the same as it was going the other way. Again, for sort of 5 or 6 stitches. Whoops, I went under that one. I should have gone under that one. Let's do one more. There we go. And just again trim it close to your work, and the end pops in. And it's completely invisible, and because of the nature of the fabric, if you look on the other side, you just can't see it. This is where we weaved in those ends, and you just can't see it at all. So there we go, that's how we weave in the ends.